Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Battle Through the Heavens 2. Rebirth of Emperor Yang Part 9 based on novel. So let's start. The power of Xiao Yan's soul surged out from the center of his eyebrows and went into Liu Hua's white body to explore everywhere. Only a moment later, Xiao Yan knew the sequelae in Liu Hua's white body. The sequelae of Liu Huabai has existed for 10 years. After years of accumulation, it is no longer easy for a family like Liu Huabai to eliminate it. If the Liu family were willing to spend a lot of money 3 years ago, the sequelae in Liu Huabai would have healed, but it is a pity that there is discord within the Liu family. The sequelae in Liu Huabai's body is not only difficult to get rid of, but also getting more and more intense in the dark. If Xiao Yan hadn't just arrived now, I'm afraid Liu Huabai would have been seriously injured and died in less than 2 years. While explaining to Liu Huabai, Xiao Yan sensed the secret wound in Liu Huabai's body. However, after a moment, Xiao Yan smiled and stretched out his hand to take a pill from the void. Liu Huabai didn't notice the grade of the pill at all, but looked at Xiao Yan's hand that tore the void at will. It was not until there was a huge and incomparable drug power in his body that Liu Huabai suddenly woke up and quickly lifted up the fighting qi in his body for refining. Xiao Yan's face did not change. He was still plain. He sat beside the tea table drinking tea, but the wrinkle between his eyebrows and feathers showed a trace of impatience in Xiao Yan's heart, but he didn't say anything and waited quietly. It's night, Qingyang City, Wu family residence. Bang! Wu Bai, the leader of the Wu family, slapped the table with his big hand and tore the whole table made of nanmu into pieces. Wu Bai's eyes were filled with endless killing intention. Bursts of breath belonging to the top of Dozong gushed out of his body, causing everyone in the whole family's discussion hall to hum and retreat outside the hall. Only Wu Bai was left to roar in the hall. Hum! What a Liu family! What a Liu Huabai! How dare you face me? Since you Liu Huabai think the Liu family has existed for a long time, I'll stop here for you. Hum! Someone! Wu Bai roared outside the hall with a fierce face. The next moment a family guard ran in, then Wu Bai shouted again. Go and see if the Supreme Elder has closed the door. He said he would break the door today. As soon as he leaves the door, it will be the day when the Liu family destroys the family. Don't worry about the owner. I've come out. I just don't know when the owner plans to destroy the Liu family. As soon as Wu Bai's voice fell, an old man in hemp clothes and an old face appeared at the door of the main hall. Naturally, the old man in hemp clothes had already known what happened during the day, but he still knew his clan leader's temperament. Wu Bai said that if he moved his hand the next day, he would never let the other party live until the next morning, so he asked at the moment. Wu Bai looked at the hemp-clad old man slowly entering the hall with a smile on his face, and then said, Now that the Supreme Elder is out of the pass, now is the best time to destroy the Liu family. The old man in hemp clothes also showed a slightly sinister smile at the corners of his mouth. Without much discussion, they went out of the hall. In a chaotic sound of footsteps, all the elite children of the Wu family gathered and killed Liu's house at the command of Wu Bai. Naturally, the big moves of the Wu family cannot escape the investigation of the Liu family. What's more, now that the Wu family has a winning ticket, why do they have to sneak? They are all strides. The whole Qingyang city is a little noisy. They are all people arguing about the final result of the war between the Wu family and the Liu family. Some people hope that the Liu family can win the final victory, because the Liu family's style and behavior enable people in Qingyang City to sincerely recognize it, but more people just sigh. Although the Liu family is good, the family's strength is exhausted, and the family's dilapidation is the general trend and cannot be changed. Even if the Liu family can avoid it, it can only live a wandering life of homeless dogs forever. How can it rise again? Liu Fu. The difference is that at the moment, the Liu family is quiet and stable. Everyone is not nervous about the upcoming war. It seems that all this has nothing to do with them. They are doing their own things. They naturally know that the Wu family is about to kill the Liu family, but the family has Xiao Yan, a powerful elder. Even if the Wu family goes out in full force, it's not the same. It's not impossible to lose the whole army and die in the Liu family. But although they think so, Liu Huabai doesn't think so. Liu Huabai looks at the lazy Liu family and looks worried. How can the Liu family completely trust an elder who just didn't know for a day? What's more, Xiao Yan can stay in his Liu family now entirely because of Xiao Yang's favor for Liu Xiong. What's the outcome of his Liu family and what's the matter with him? Therefore, Liu Huabai, in order to inspire the people of the family, had no choice but to make up to the family that Xiao Yang would not care about the affairs of the Liu family. When they heard that, they were shocked and some stirred up, but at this time, the sound of a golden and iron horse rang out from outside the Liu family. The Liu family woke up at this time. It was too late and the war had come. Liu Huabai frowned and looked at the door of Liu's house, where there were two breaths that made him feel extremely afraid. Compared with Xiao Yang's plain and imperceptible breath, these two breaths filled his whole body with a cold chill. When the Liu family also noticed the two strong breaths, they all turned pale, with a deathly grey face. Even the most basic fighting intention as a monk disappeared without a trace. In the face of absolute power, they finally chose to retreat and defeat. That power is not what they can compete with. That power is too powerful. Even if the master and the elder join hands, they are determined not to be opponents, unless Xiao Yang makes a move, but now Xiao Yang is very clear and tells them that he won't make a move, so there's no need to fight this war again. When Liu Huabai saw that the people were all looking grey, his mind suddenly turned. Finally, he thought of a way. He shouted to the people. Are you so willing to admit defeat? Your decadence will only make Master Xiao Yang's affection for my Liu family completely disappear. If you don't have the courage to fight, how can you get the favor and help of Master Xiao Yang? How can a family without strength and courage get the support of the master? Come on. Show your courage and let Master Xiao Yang see our value. Fight our. Exchange our blood for the eternal glory of the Liu family. Get up. Rush to me and kill the scum of the Wu family. Liu Huabai became more and more excited. In the end, he even roared at the people like a roar, and many Liu family friars were infected. They raised their hands and shouted in unison. War? Defeat a group of dog bastards of the Wu family and show them that I, the Liu family, don't produce cowards. Kill them all. War? War? For the eternal glory of the family. War? In an instant, the whole Liu family was inspired by the illusory glory in the future, and their fighting spirit surged into the sky with bright lights and colorful fighting spirit. The fighting spirit surged out of the whole Liu family residence, regardless of the strength of men, women, young and old. A colorful light curtain was formed, which shrouded the whole Liu family. Even the 5 elders who had been wounded by Xiao Yang before and were resting now exuded a unique smell belonging to the strong of Dozong and walked towards the door of Liu's house. Xiao Yang, who is in the guest room, now also has a slight arc in the corner of his mouth and mutters to himself. The Liu family is not so bad. Maybe it's really worth my help. At the moment, a large group of monks dressed in black robes and covered with black cloth surrounded the whole Liu family residence. Everyone looked at the door of the Liu family with a nervous and excited face. They had heard from the roars from the Liu family residence just now. The Liu family really wanted to fight with the strength of the whole family this time. As the saying goes, if 2 tigers fight, one will be hurt. Now, although it is said that the Wu family has almost completely occupied the advantage, since the Liu family dares to shout a few minutes before the war, it shows that they have something they don't know. In that case, they need to be very careful, but it's only for the ordinary people of the Wu family. For the old man in sackcloth, as long as he is not a person of the same level, he is fully confident that he can win the Liu family. Therefore, he scoffs at the Liu family's response and ignores it. With the creaking sound of opening the door of the Liu family's residence slowly opened, and hundreds of figures rushed out of the door. All of them were armed with weapons and looked at the Wu family. Liu Huabai glanced at the people brought by the Wu family from a distance. I'm afraid there are more people than the Liu family, which made Liu Huabai's heart sink slightly. These extra people, coupled with the 2 ways, make them afraid. Without Xiao Yang's help, I'm afraid it would be difficult for his Liu family to survive today. Whether Xiao Yan will make a move is still an unknown number. I can't help sighing in my heart. Liu Huobai was about to step out of the door, but he suddenly put an arm on his left shoulder. When he turned his head, the elder came to fight with injury. Looking at his pale face, I'm afraid he can't fight. Just trying to persuade him back, the elder suddenly said, No need, master. I'm also a member of the Liu family. Even if I'm injured, I have to fight for the family. After today's events, I also understand that the elder is right. I'm too powerful. How can the family be arrogant? Those ancient aristocratic families are based on humility. What qualifications do I have as a small border family of the Liu family? If the Liu family can survive today, the old man will no longer be in charge of the affairs of the idol family. Just rely on the master. The elder's words are so sincere that Liu Huobai can't bear to refute. In addition, the elder is now seriously injured, so Liu Huobai has to nod and agree. Then they looked at Wu Bai, the master of the Wu family, and the old man in sackcloth. As soon as the elder looked at the old man in sackcloth, his pupils suddenly narrowed and his mouth opened. A shocked look emerged from his face. After a long time, he said a few words. You're not dead. The old man in sackcloth showed a cruel smile on his face, smiled at Elder Liu and said, Well, are you very excited to see me? Yes. I'm not dead. Not only I'm not dead, but I've also achieved the strength of fighting respect. How about you? Are you happy to hear this good news? Ha ha. The elder of the Liu family and all the Liu family were shocked when they heard the speech. Their eyes contracted fiercely. They looked at the old man in sackcloth with a shocked face. Do Zun's rank is a super existence that will not appear in Qingyang City in 100 years. What does Do Zun count as the Liu family? Have you become a strong fighter? Then how can you still be in Qingyang City? Shouldn't you be taken away by the people above? The elder heard the speech and then asked the old man in sackcloth incredulously. The old man in sackcloth gave a cold hum when he heard the speech and said to the elder Liu family, I know the rules. I will leave sooner or later when my strength is up. But I'm just breaking through. I'm not allowed to rest at home for one night until tomorrow. Hey. Liu Xincheng, it's you who have only made such a little progress in strength over the years. It's really surprising to me, ha ha. What about the original genius? The original genius, what about the peerless Qian Jiao? Now it seems that it's just like this, ha ha ha. The words of the old man in hemp clothes were ironic, which made the elder Liu family tremble with anger. If he hadn't been seriously injured at the moment, I'm afraid he would have rushed up to fight the old man in hemp clothes. At this time, Liu Huobai seemed to think of something. Before, he just saw that the old man in hemp clothes looked familiar. When he thought about it, his face, which had returned to a little ruddy color, suddenly turned pale again. It took a long time to say with a trembling voice. You are Wu Kuei, the elder of the Wu family. The faces of the Liu family all changed dramatically when they heard the speech. Wu Kuei, a name that everyone in the Liu family felt terrible. When Wu Kuei was young, his strength was not very good, even a little weaker than some foreigners, but Wu Kuei was very perseverance. Although his strength was weaker than others, his strength was considered as reluctance under concentrated cultivation. However, just after its strength reached the fighting spirit, it suddenly disappeared for some reason. At that time, no one noticed. In their view, it was just a little fighting spirit. It must have died somewhere long ago. But just a few months after its disappearance, the Liu family suddenly found that their people were constantly decreasing, all died strangely for no reason, and the strength of the dead people was getting stronger and stronger. Some even reached the realm of fighting the king, but they still died for some reason. It was not until a person of the Liu family accidentally found that Wu Kuei was killing people that the truth came to light. It turned out that Wu Kuei attacked and killed people of the Liu family during the period when he disappeared. Those who died were killed instantly by him, and his own strength reached the strength of the 3-star fighting king from a star spirit before he disappeared. Moreover, he didn't know where he learned the method of assassination. Even if he met the strong emperor, he was still able to leave calmly, which made the people of the Liu family panic. A 3-star king is not terrible, but the terrible thing is that he can also assassinate the strong emperor, which is difficult to deal with. Finally, even the current elder of the Liu family was assassinated by him. Although the final result ended in failure, the amazing cultivation talent of the Liu family, the great elder who was becoming famous in the Liu family at that time, was also destroyed by him. He became a useless man of the Liu family and once became the biggest laughingstock of the Liu family in 100 years. This also led to the anger of the Liu family. On the one hand, he sent the real strong man of the Liu family to hunt down Wu Kuei, and on the other hand, he found trouble for the Wu family. I hope I can recover a little, but in the end it ended in failure. Although the Liu family also told the elder at that time that Wu Kuei had fallen off the cliff and died, no one knows that it was just perfunctory. Sure enough, Wu Kuei didn't die. Not only didn't die, but also his strength was higher than that of the elder of the Liu family. Liu Huabai saw the lonely look in the eyes of his family and burst out. For my Liu families tomorrow, rush for me. Kill all these Wu family sundries. Before the words fell, they took the lead to rush up. When they saw the patriarch's desperate posture, they thought about Xiao Yan, who was still in the Liu family's residence. With a wave of a sharp blade in his hand, his fighting spirit surged wildly. In an instant, they waved to the Wu family, while Liu Huabai and the elder rushed to the Wu family leader Wu Bai and the old man in sackcloth. The sudden rush made the Wu family defeated at the beginning. However, although the fighting intention of the Liu family had already erupted and everyone had the posture of desperate Soburo at the time of the rush, the Wu family had a large number of people. Before long, the Liu family was overwhelmed by the Wu family's naval warfare skills. It seemed that the Liu family would be destroyed in a short time. However, it was surprising that there was another place in the field that was resisted by the Liu family. Despite the strong attack of the Wu family, it was still forcibly resisted by the Liu family. Xiao Yan looked at it and found that it was the person brought by Liu Xiong. Liu Xiong tried his best to invite Xiao Yan with his family's strength, which made the elder of the Wu family frown slightly after seeing it. Then with a cold hum, he threw the defeated Liu Jiaqiang on the opposite side to the people of the Wu family. He moved and rushed to Liu Xiong's position. Xiao Yang in the Liu family's residence sensed the battle outside the Liu family's residence, and Wu Kuei, who rushed towards Liu Xiong, gave a sneer, but wandered around the Liu family's courtyard. Looking at several fish competing for fish food in the pond, Xiao Yang picked up a stone at hand and threw it at one of the largest fish. Before the stone fell, the fish quickly dodged to one side. At the same time, Wu Kuei, the old man in sackcloth outside the Liu family's residence, was also the whole person. His movements were slightly sluggish, his pupils suddenly tightened, his whole body was soaked in a cold sweat, and a bone-cold feeling rushed out of his soul. His body shape suddenly retreated back for tens of feet after an instant, bowed forward, arched forward with both hands, and said with trembling all over, "I don't know which senior made such a joke with the younger generation. I hope the elder can stand idly by. Please apologize to the elder after the younger generation has handled the matter." The younger generation thanks the elder first. Wu Kuei was very careful when he spoke, as if he was afraid to annoy the mysterious elder in his mouth, while others were slightly stunned when they saw Wu Kuei's strange move. Then all the Liu family turned their heads and looked into the Liu house with excitement. Xiao Yang's figure did not appear in the sight of everyone, but his words floated out of the Liu house. Only listening to Xiao Yang's words that sounded like a joke made the whole Wu family suddenly change their faces. Since they all came to kill me, I'm no longer polite. I'm in a good mood recently and don't want to do it, but you don't let me relax at all. In that case, don't blame me. After Xiao Yang's words, he turned slightly and appeared at the gate of Liu's house. He looked at Wu Kuei without any waves in his eyes. His eyes made Wu Kuei tremble fiercely, quickly fell down from the air, trotted to Xiao Yang, bowed to Xiao Yang and said, "Younger generation Wu Kuei, I've seen the elder. Today's matter is the ignorance of the younger generation in the younger generation. I'm sorry to disturb the elder's rest. I hope the elder will go back now." Then he quickly turned to the Wu family and shouted, "Go home." A group of people who don't know the greatness of heaven and earth dare to disturb the seniors Qingxiu. They don't want to live. Go. Go back to the family quickly. Everyone is not allowed to leave the family within a month, or they will be killed. Go! 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 Give it to me! Go! Go! After shouting, Wu Kuei turned to look at Xiao Yan, but he saw that Xiao Yan's clear eyes were still without waves. He looked at him coldly. His face changed. When he just wanted to turn around and continue to scold, Xiao Yan waved his hand and said faintly, "Well, you don't have to play with them for me to see. All the people who came to your Wu family today are bound to die. What's more, you still want to kill the people I like. You're not timid, so since you're all here, stay." Xiao Yan's words were very plain, but it made Wu Kuei's face suddenly change, his body move, fiercely flash towards the horizon, and want to escape from this world. How can Xiao Yan, a powerful semi-emperor, let a small Dozuan escape from under his eyelids? His palm slowly raised and gently patted down, and Wu Kuei's body that escaped quickly was a bang, like being hit hard. He fell to the ground and finally hit the ground with a bang, raising bursts of smoke. When the smoke dispersed, people saw that Wu Kuei was bleeding and lying on the ground without breath. Blood gushed out of his wounds and dyed a large area of the ground red. Everyone looked at Wu Kuei's body in a daze. Even the Wu family members who were rolling on the ground had a slight look on their faces, and then they ran away frantically, even the senior leaders of the Wu family. Xiao Yan looked at all the Wu people indifferently, raised his palm again, and then held it tightly. He saw that the Wu family had not even uttered the sound of scream, but turned into a blood mist in an instant, slowly floating in the air, emitting a thick and disgusting smell of blood. All the people of the Liu family are looking at each other with such means, such heart, and so ruthless. Elder, it's really unusual. If the Liu family can make friends with them, I'm afraid it's not difficult to unify the southwest border in the future. While thinking about the people, they also cast worship eyes on Xiao Yan. Some people even knelt down on their knees and waited for Xiao Yan, the elder, to see which disciple he could be. But Xiao Yan looked at Liu Xiong again, nodded slightly and motioned Liu Xiong to come over. Xiao Yan looked at Liu Xiong standing in front of him and suddenly said, "Are you a herbalist?" Liu Xiong Wenyang's eyes lit up slightly and replied to Xiao Yan. "Back to the elder, the younger generation is just a herbalist. It's a pity that the younger generation doesn't have enough experience and has no one taught it. Therefore, the refining technique has always stayed at the level of a 4th-grade herbalist, which makes the elder laugh." Xiao Yang nodded slightly, and there was a trace of approval in Liu Xiong's eyes. His right hand looked into the void, and then a scroll appeared in his hand. Xiao Yang threw it to Liu Xiong, and then said, "This is a lifetime experience of an 8th-grade medicine refining master. If you have time, you can learn, which should be helpful to your growth and progress in the future." As soon as these words came out, the whole body of the Liu family was shocked. Liu Xiong almost fell down. The 8th-product medicine refining master, who was at the peak of the power of the medicine refiner, threw it to others at will. If some low-level medicine refiners knew it, I'm afraid they would immediately come and do everything to exchange with Xiao Yan. Liu Xiong was stunned for a long time. Just now, his throat moved and he swallowed saliva. He looked at the scroll in his hand excitedly. As soon as his knee bent, he knelt down towards Xiao Yan. At the same time, he spit out a sentence. "Thank you for your kindness. I can't thank you enough. Master, please accept my apprentice's worship." Then he wanted to fall to the ground, but Xiao Yan waved his sleeve robe, propped up Liu Xiong's body, which was about to kneel to the ground, and said, "I give you the experience of this 8th-grade medicine refining master to help you practice. I don't want you to be grateful and bow down to me, but I think you have good character, solid cultivation, courage, and quantity. As for you who want to worship me as a teacher, you are not qualified. To tell the truth, I was much better than you at your age. If you really want to worship me as a teacher, you'd better arrive at the refining school first to be a master of medicine, at least, to be the editor of this scroll. A master of medicine is only worthy of being your apprentice." As soon as Xiao Yang said this, even Liu Xiong, a 4th-grade medicine refining master, had a violent twitch in his face. The 8th-grade medicine refining master was only qualified as an apprentice. It was unimaginable how powerful he was. Liu Xiong heard that his pupil suddenly shrunk and his body suddenly trembled. He bowed his head slightly and stopped talking. Qingyang City, Liu Mansion Hall. At this time, there are only a few people in the hall, and Liu Xiong is impressively among them. At the moment, the seat of the people in the hall is also different from that before. The main seat has been changed from 1 seat to 2 seats, respectively. Liu Huabai and Xiao Yang sit on it, while the elder Liu Xincheng and others sit on the seats on both sides of the hall, although the seat is a little far away, but at the moment, several elders are still smiling and full of joy. Behind the elder, Liu Xiong is standing. At this time, Liu Xiong is also looking at Xiao Yang with a look of worship. His eyes are full of deep gratitude. Liu Huabai first smiled at Xiao Yang, and then stood up in front of the crowd, took a step forward and faced Xiao Yang. At the moment he got up, the elders of the Liu family sitting below also stood up and faced Xiao Yang with Liu Xiong and Liu Huabai. Suddenly, Liu Huabai knelt on one knee, hugged his fist with both hands and nodded down to Xiao Yang. The elder below and Liu Xiong also knelt down with Liu Huabai and shouted with Liu Huabai. "Thank you for your kindness. I will follow you to the death in this life. I hope you can agree." Xiao Yang raised his eyebrows. Liu Huabai not only wanted to thank himself, but also wanted to follow me. This abacus is really good. Xiao Yang smiled in his heart, stood up noncommittally and asked Liu Huabai. "I want to have a look at your library. Is that all right?" Xiao Yang wanted to go to the library of the Liu family mainly because Xiao Yang wanted to find out the name of those unknown herbs he got in the ancient forest, so he asked. But this sounded completely different to Liu Huabai. In Liu Huabai's opinion, Xiao Yang proved his intention with practical actions. This makes Liu Huabai, the owner of the family who has been in a high position for a long time, excited. You know, if there is a powerful super strong person behind the Liu family as a backer, I'm afraid even those old strong people in the southwest region have to weigh it carefully if they want to move themselves. Therefore, after listening to Xiao Yang's questions, they respond without hesitation. He also led the way for Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang did his duty as a guest this time. Instead of moving forward independently, he let Liu Huabai lead the way. It also gave Liu Huabai a big face and made him happy. He looked very satisfied with laughing all the way, but he was smart enough, knowing that there is Xiao Yang, a super strong man behind him, he doesn't dare to neglect Xiao Yang at all. How, he doesn't dare to appear too obvious, which makes Xiao Yang nod slightly. His happiness and anger don't take shape in color, and his thoughts don't let people know. Only with such a city government and such a mind can he be the head of the family and a giant, and lead the family to achieve the hegemony of the strong. In this way, we can be assisted by Xiao Yang and match Xiao Yang. They were speechless all the way. Xiao Yang's face was indifferent and Ji Yu Jing had no waves. There was a faint color of expectation in his eyes, while Liu Huabai was afraid to say all the way. Until this time, they finally finished the boring and long garden path and came to the library of the Liu family. The library pavilion of the Liu family is no different from that of other families. It is surrounded by a bamboo forest in all directions. The ancient library pavilion in front of Xiao Yang is wrapped in layers. In the dark of the library pavilion, there are several people who can be regarded as strong in Qingyang City. There are layers of seemingly powerful energy prohibitions around the library pavilion. The library was tightly enclosed, and it was also because of these prohibitions that Xiao Yang could not really see the foundation of the Liu family and the root of the family. However, Xiao Yang didn't look at it so thoroughly. After all, it was also in other people's territory. No matter what, he had to save face for others. Xiao Yang stopped in front of the attic. 2 old men in black were born to untie the ban. Liu Huabai, the owner of the house, was dissatisfied with the behavior of these old men guarding the pavilion. He leaned sideways and glared at the old men in a direction that Xiao Yang couldn't see. The old men also shrunk their necks, turned their eyes away and no longer looked at each other. Until this time, Liu Huabai, the owner of the Liu family, really had his right and dignity as the owner. Liu Huabai turned to look at Xiao Yang. He was angry a moment ago and suddenly became bright in the spring. The old guards turned their eyes and scolded in their hearts, but there was no way in their hearts. Who told people that they were the real nominal owner now? Even the elders who opposed him in the past were biased towards Liu Huabai. Now they have built the bridge of the strong man around him. What can they guard the pavilion elders do? They just sigh slightly. That's life. 30 years east, 30 years west. When the prohibition was opened, Xiao Yan really saw the true face of the library. This is an attic more than 10 feet long. The shape is simple and has no place to attract attention. However, Xiao Yan stared at the 3 golden glazed characters hanging on the top of the attic at a glance. They are 3 characters that look like dragons flying and phoenix dancing, iron painting, and silver hook, but look normal. Library pavilion. Xiao Yan stared closely at the 3 characters of the library pavilion. There was a strong look of doubt in his eyes. He always felt that there was something that made him excited among the 3 characters of the library pavilion. It seems that the Liu family in Jingyang City was not ordinary in the past. Xiao Yan was about to step into the door of the library, and his feet came back again. Liu Huabai, who almost caught up with Xiao Yan, almost collided with Xiao Yan. Liu Huabai looked at Xiao Yan with a wrinkled eyebrow. His eyes were full of doubts. What is this adult going to do? Xiao Yan stepped back a few steps until he could see the position of the plaque without looking up. His eyes were full of doubts. Then he turned to one side and asked Liu Huabai, who had stepped back a few steps. Master Liu, how long has this plaque of the library been hanging here? Liu Huabai looked slightly at the speech, and the feeling guy returned to ask how long the old plaque had been hanging. But who would call someone an elder? Although Liu Huabai whispered in his heart, Liu Huabai replied honestly to Xiao Yan. This plaque has been hanging on the library pavilion for a long time. It seems to have been there 700 or 800 years ago. It just doesn't hang here, but stands on the roadside here. As for why, the younger generation doesn't know. Liu Huabai said and pointed to a black stone tablet engraved with the 3 characters of the library pavilion. Xiao Yan frowned slightly when he heard the speech. Under Xiao Yan's exploration, he found that there was clearly something in the plaque. I think it should be left by the ancestors of the Liu family to let the descendants of the Liu family understand the use of the avenue. Unfortunately, the descendants of the Liu family were ignorant and had no explanation from their predecessors, so that the descendants of the Liu family didn't know it at all. They just hung it as an ordinary plaque. If it had not been discovered by Xiao Yan at the moment, I'm afraid such a heavy treasure would have been covered by dust. There are heavy treasures in the air, but no one knows. No wonder the Liu family will eventually be defeated by the Wu family. Listening to what Liu Huabai said, Xiao Yan couldn't help shaking his head slightly, nodding, sighed, looked at Liu Huabai and sighed with a trace of pity in his eyes. Alas, no wonder your Liu family will eventually be lonely here. It's really sad. Liu Huabai looked at the elders who guarded the pavilion when he heard the speech. They all frowned slightly and saw a look of doubt from each other's eyes. Then the people looked at Xiao Yan with a look of doubt. Xiao Yan looked at the curious eyes and said, If I haven't guessed wrong, the words on this plaque should be written by your Liu ancestors to unite their disgraceful life. It is for you to follow the experience of the Liu family to increase the understanding of heaven and earth, but it is a pity that your Lun family is ignorant and fails to bring its utility into full play, so that it can only be used as an ordinary plaque in the loft cabinet of the library. Get up, it's really a big loss for your Liu family. Xiao Yan sighed slightly, shook his head, looked at Liu Huabai and the elders guarding the pavilion in a slightly sad tone, and stopped talking. Liu Huabai and others suddenly became wonderful when they heard the speech. They looked at each other, looked at the plaque hanging on the top, and looked at the 3 dragon flying and phoenix dancing words on the plaque, the library. The library pavilion has always been the most important place of the family. It is guarded by countless powerful people of the family. While guarding, they also resist many opportunities. Perhaps, many years ago, they would have had the opportunity to know the secret on the plaque, but unfortunately, they didn't know this gift from their ancestors until today. Liu Huabai's figure moved and suddenly appeared in front of the domineering side leakage at that time, which seemed to radiate vitality. He reached out and took it off the attic of the library, and then fell to the ground. His palm blasted out at the stone tablet engraved with 3 characters of the library, which turned into a piece of lime powder. Then he shot out the door plaque with golden light in his hand and inserted it into the ground where the original stone tablet stood. Then he went to the front of the plaque. At this moment, Liu Huabai finally found that the ground before the plaque was made of a hard blue stone. If the surrounding dust was dispersed, he could find that it was a blue stone futon for meditation. Liu Huabai sighed slightly, looked at Xiao Yan, saw Xiao Yan nodding, and sat down on the blue stone futon. Then he put his palm on the plaque and immersed himself in cultivation. Boom! Not long after Liu Huabai was immersed in all his mental cultivation, a wave of fierce fighting spirit broke out on him. At this time, he broke through with the help of the power of this plaque. And more than that, his strength broke from the 8-star sect to the early stage of Dozuan. Xiao Yan's eyes lit up slightly, but he didn't do anything, but waited quietly. When the elders guarding the pavilion saw that the fighting spirit running slowly in the body also stopped, and their eyes gradually faded, continued to watch Liu Huabai, who is trying to cultivate with the help of the plaque. The time passed slowly. A quarter of an hour later, Liu Huabai, who was in the process of cultivation, finally withdrew from the cultivation state. He looked at the plaque excitedly, and then looked at Xiao Yan. His face was full of gratitude. Then he seemed to think of something. He quickly came to Xiao Yan and said to Xiao Yan, "Thank you, Elder Xiao Yan, for helping me Liu's family to return to our ancestors. On behalf of the whole family, younger Liu Huabai is very grateful to the elder. I hope the elder can promise the younger. If this plaque is helpful to the elder, please accept the younger's gift of thanks anyway." Xiao Yan was stunned when he heard the speech. Even the cabinet guarding elders of the Liu family looked slightly changed. Xiao Yan could understand what Liu painted white body for, but several cabinet guarding elders of the Liu family really couldn't understand. If the Liu family monopolized the plaque left by their ancestors, it would be no problem for the Liu family to dominate Qingyang City in the future, but if they inherited some of their ancestors to outsiders, the Liu family will slow down a lot in the next 100 years. This is unacceptable to several cabinet guarding elders. Just when they wanted to refute, they suddenly heard an old voice. The owner of the voice was the eldest elder Liu Xincheng. They only heard the eldest elder say, "On behalf of all the elders of the Liu family, I applaud the decision of the master." Once this is said,